But I had a huge problem with clipping long-form videos or clipping any video into a viral Instagram. And the huge problem is in cutting word gaps. If there's a space between words, that would kill my reach on Instagram, because Instagram is short form. And also like filler words and like when I say repeating things. Like I was trying for months to get it done. And he would basically listen with Whisper. Whisper is what you have on ChatGPT, so it's a really good transcriber. He would basically listen to the video and think like, okay, is it this word is it this second, and this word is it this second, and he would go and cut the word gaps. And every time he would go and cut mid-word, before the word, like it would not be perfect, and it would annoy me so much. And then I was thinking about it. Like I never listened to a video when I cut my word gaps in CapCut. I don't listen to the video and then I cut, because it's impossible. I look at the sound wave, right? And then I see where it's silent, and then I go and cut there. I don't even listen to anything. And then I realized, oh, I'm doing it completely different. So let me just explain to him how I am as a video editor doing it. And he was like, oh, okay, that makes so much more sense. So I need to go and get the visuals. How do I do that? I actually don't remember what we use for that, but he uses a way to visualize it, and then he just looks at it and he cuts it, exactly like how I would do it. And since then, it's good. So you want to look at it step by step, right? Just think, where am I spending time? How am I doing research? You want to explain to him exactly how you're doing research, and then ask him, how could you do that for me? And how can we do it step by step? Well, then I don't really edit anything. I just tell it what to fix. So I have a routine that goes and accesses my Photos app. He goes and organizes everything, sees what's worth using, what's not worth using. The fun stuff is when you start to understand that literally every business is code. Everything in our life is literally code. By code, I mean it's like SOPs. Like what order do you do stuff, right? So it's like in McDonald's, you open the bun, and then you do this, and then you do this, and like everything is SOPs, sets of instructions. And soon probably in McDonald's they will have robots do everything with the sets of instructions of exactly how you do each step and why you do each step in this order and in this way. And that's where you get the good results, right? It's most people, when they ask for a carousel, they would just go to Claude Chat, and he would ask for a carousel, and then he would create crap, and then he would post it, and you'd get nothing. But when you tell him like, hey, first analyze all the data you have about me, optimize all this data, and take the bullet points and the secrets, and then go and train yourself on how to do storytelling, and then analyze my storytelling, and then combine that together. And you do like everything like very slowly and perfectly, and you get the desired outcome. So I go to Whisper, and I go and transcribe. Like I just yap to it for 10 minutes or 5 minutes. But there is a really important step there, which you tell Claude how to analyze everything. Because how I speak sometimes is a mess. I'm like, oh yeah, we can do this and this and this. And so he needs to analyze everything, add it to the brain, and then he needs to like exactly, okay, this is what Sam's asking for. Analyze all of that. So he responds to me slower because of that, but much smarter. It's not implemented in my agent for now, but if that's important for me, I can just tell him to go and look at every frame, or just think whenever I'm saying something emotional, just look at the frames there and see if I'm doing something, and then he needs to look at the frames. Just so you know, it will take much more time because he needs to analyze every frame. You got to tell him how many frames you wanted to think. So this is where we get into the complicated stuff that a video editor would help for, because I'm a video editor, I can explain to him how to do that. Like for example, I'm getting an agent to help me trade. I don't really trade, so that's where he goes wrong in the small details. So you can think like, how would you go and fix that if you're not a video editor? Research how video editors are doing it exactly, step by step. And you can still get around it without understanding it. It's a slower process, of course. Yeah, or you tell him, like, I don't watch too many YouTube videos anymore. I tell him to watch the YouTube videos and to learn from it himself. He can teach that to me, or he can just learn himself how to do it, and then you see if he does mistakes or not. Or the more involved, the better results, of course. So he reviews things as well. He looks at it from my client's perspective before he sends things to people. And also the M dashes, for example, those lines that you can tell it's AI and it's super annoying, And that's how I would do it as well. I would write an email and I would think like, okay, this is an important email, this is an important client. Let me think from their perspective. So it's exactly how we humans would do it.